All right, guys, so I got the Lionel Strasberg 060 number 31, and today we're going to check it out on Scuba Steve's trains. Canadian National 7312, also known as Strasberg number 31, was built in August of 1908. She was built by the Baldwin Locomotive Works as a Class 09A for the Canadian National Railroad. 3 months after the merger of Grand Trunk to the Canadian National, 1708 was renumbered to 7157. In February of 1952, the locomotive was renumbered to 7240. In 1957, the locomotive was renumbered to Canadian National 7312, the last number that the Canadian National Railroad would number her. The locomotive was retired in 1958 and discovered in June of 1959 by the Strasberg Railroad. As of now, the locomotive is being restored at the Strasberg Railroad to hopefully one day run excursion service. Now let's look at some details of this model. Starting off up front, you have a remote coupler. You have your ladder right here, illuminated number boards, headlight. Basically, the front ends of these 060 switchers were pretty plain, and that's pretty prototypical because they were designed for switching operations. Right up here, you have your smokestack, and here is the bell for the swinging bell effect. Essentially, there is a magnet that controls the swinging of the bell. One on the bell and one down here, so the bell will swing back and forth in time with the sound of the ringing bell, which is really cool. There's an Easter egg with this model where you push aux 3 on the legacy remote, and this swinging bell will turn into a fast pneumatic bell, which is awesome. Right here you have your whistle. You got some pop-off valves by the looks of things. And you have your dynamo here. Also up front, you got these nice white wall wheels. Nice valve gear. I believe it's Baker valve gear that these things would typically have. I'm not entirely too sure. On the roof of this locomotive, you have opening vents, which is a really nice touch. There you go. Right underneath this coal load, you lift it up, just like that, and you find the controls for all the legacy switches, which is a really nice place to have them. And you just put the coal on like that. Strasberg Railroad is painted nicely on the side of the tender, and you have an opening water hatch, like that. I just want to show you how small this locomotive really is. These cars here are lined up coupler to coupler. You have my Canadian National boxcar, and you have my auto rack. And the locomotive is just barely longer than the auto rack, as you can see here. That is it's a really small locomotive, and I really like small locomotives, and I wanted one for the longest time. So I hope you found that a little interesting. Back here, these tenders are pretty sparse when it comes to detail, but there is detail when needed, and that is pretty typical of these locomotives to have a pretty simplistic rear. You have your backup light, Strasberg logo, coupler cut lever, and you have your remote coupler, which can be fired from the legacy remote. Last thing I'm going to do is power this thing up and show you the swinging bell and the pneumatic bell.
Train 1 Brakeman, we have good initial terminal brake test on timetable train number 1. Over.
That's a Roger. We have good initial terminal brake test on timetable train number 1. Out.
Let's check out the 5 whistles. Here's whistle number 1. Whistle number 2. Whistle number 3. Whistle number 4. Whistle number 5. Okay, now I move the camera so you can see the swinging bell. So when I gently pull on the bell a little bit, the bell starts to move. There you go. When you hold it for 3 seconds, the bell will start swinging. Hold the bell icon for 3 seconds again, and it'll shut off. Now for a single ding, you could just push up on the legacy remote like this, and you get a couple dings before the bell stops. Now, if you push aux 3 like I alluded to earlier, you get this. Which is really cool. Down here you may be able to notice this locomotive actually has a wired tether because it's so short. How short is it? Well, let me show you in a minute. Let's check out some of the crew talk sounds.
Power, station work complete and ready to head east. Can I pull? Over. Things are taking a little longer than usual. Sit tight until I can get the line cleared. Out. Engine to dispatcher. Air's up, the crew's on board. Are we clear? Over. You're clear to proceed east. Out.
Okay, looks like our train's ready then. Alright, now I'm hooked up to my train. And about the swinging bell, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the swinging bell in mixture with the fast pneumatic bell as we're going through this running session. So, here we go. All right, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching. Please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe for more. I'm Scuba Steve Trains, and I'll talk to you later. Take care, everybody.